Alright, colors, welcome back for another episode of coloring this Wolverine piece. Today, see, you gotta still finish up the blood and the smoke in the foreground, and I think that should do it. Besides like a couple minor tweaks here and there. So let's go ahead and get started. See, I'll take our layers we had for Wolverine. I'm gonna just put them in a group to kind of clean up our PSD a little bit here. So we got that. I guess we'll tackle the blood first. And again, as I said last episode, I didn't want to really concentrate on it being blood too much, so I'm going to keep a lot of it in the shadow. Unless so I don't want to sit there and just focus on gore for gore's sake. It's more about the character Wolverine. Yeah, that might be blood. Maybe he punctured a can of oil. Who knows? Let's see what I'll do. On my soft airbrush, set it on multiply. I'll have a this bluish color that I really like a lot. And let me see, my blood is selected. I'll just kind of go over that in the shadow areas. That'll darken it up nicely where I want it to be. And let's see, there should be, oops, there it is. To go back to our rim light layer, it seems like I missed a couple bits here and there that I wanted in the rim light. Yeah, that's why it's clipped. Let me adjust that real quick. Select Wolverine. Inverse delete. Oops. And the blood. Alright, now it's working. Not quite sure what happened there. And then, oops. We had it on forearm blood as well. Oops, wrong layer. There we go. Alright, and that should help define the different fingers and everything. Oh, no wonder I was still set on multiply. And put that back on normal. Alright, there we go. So now go in and see a lot of people, like when they do blood, it's really over rendered, and I just think you just need just the barest minimum of highlights on it, and that'll help define the shape I think a lot better. So going with the red. We'll do lots of contrast on it. Don't be afraid to go in there and just really add a bright highlight. Again, if you're working this close, you don't want to keep on working that close. You need to zoom out and make sure that that looks okay. Because again, you don't want to be rendering every single little thing, and then it's not going to show up when it's printed or on somebody's monitor. So, okay, that looks good. Again, just going in, my selections really loose, really fast. And keep in mind where your light source is coming from. That'll help make it look nice and consistent. I think a lot of people when they're first starting out, as far as doing the selection and airbrush method, I think you can see it in their selections, like the confidence level. So yeah, don't be afraid to be bold with it and just, you know, yeah, that's my highlight. What of it? You could have bad rendering, but with awesome color choices, and the piece will look, you know, you're not going to completely ruin a piece. You can have like the most amazing rendering ever, but if your color choices are off, then the piece, you know, is going to be really trashy looking. So always focus more on the color choices. I try and pass that on to people that ask me about color advice, especially comic books and stuff. Just mainly focus on your colors. You know, I think it was the reviews on Amazon they had for the Mark Chiarillo's part of the how to color comics digital. I can't remember the exact name, but you know, somebody's complaining about it because it didn't show you and it didn't show enough about rendering, and it just wasted a lot of time talking about color theory and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, you gotta you gotta walk before you can run, man. You need to slow it down. You know, everybody's going to have their own style of rendering. What works for one person isn't going to work for the next. But a lot of people just want to get right to the rendering part of it and take your time, learn colors, and you know why the colors work next to each other or why they don't. You know, it's just as important. You know, color is going to add mood and everything. And a lot of people want to overlook the importance of it, of the actual colors. You know, they have studies about how colors affect people and everything like that, and I always find it fascinating to read about this stuff. And it's, you know, it may not have nothing to do with painting or coloring or anything like that, but it's still fascinating stuff. I just really enjoy color. You know, how different colors react with different color, you know, types of lights and everything like that. But yeah, colors actually affect mood and stuff, and have studies saying that's why McDonald's is blue and red. You know, they want you to, they're more shocking colors, and people that eat there versus, you know, another place that has like a more calm color palette, they'll stick around longer and take their time eating. Where McDonald's, they're not dumb. You know, they have people sticking around and eating in their restaurants. Then you know, it's less people they can serve in a day. So they pick those colors on purpose. You know, get your food, eat it, and leave. I hope to do tutorial coming up pretty soon about different colors and what they mean. I think that'd be an interesting one to do as well. I just colored all that blood on my rim light. Oh well. I think it works still. Going with that blue again. Set my brush back to multiply. I just want to add some a little bit more darkness to the parts that were in the shadows. And save. And lastly, we'll have foreground clouds. Go back to, let me see, I think I used a hybrid brush on those. Kind of paint them, we'll go back to that. These ones here we're going to have lighter than these other background clouds. They're where they pop out more, and they're more in the foreground. So I think the color they are now is pretty good. We'll just darken it just a tad. And yeah, we will add a little bit of a rim light. We'll add a lighter rim light. What we have on Wolverine or those clouds back there, that way again, it helps it pop out more. So yeah, on this stuff, I'm just gonna draw it in. Gonna help it go by a lot faster, and it'll help push it. Like, oh, that's smoke. You know, it's nice, smooth. You're not gonna, no selections and stuff like that. It's all about establishing the different textures. Again, we're just kind of indicating our light sources on top. Fix that. Here comes our rotate canvas, which is a great feature. I'm so glad they finally added it into Photoshop. It's a very useful tool. I always enjoyed it in Painter. I'd always wondered when they're going to add it into Photoshop, and they finally did. Pick my color back up. Let's see, there we go. Not sure how we're doing on time. I think we should be all right. Last video did tend to run on long, but I think it would be all right since it's mainly focusing on the color in the main character and setting up the mood and pushing him into that environment. So it's important stuff. I think it's fair to spend a little bit longer time on it. All right, let's see how that looks. We set our view. All right, I think it's working. I'll go with a lighter purplish color. And then just kind of painting this stuff in. No need for selections or anything. We'll go one lighter shade. Not on all of them, just here and there. A little bit of interest on some of it. So yes, really having fun color in this piece, and I'd like to do a lot more where I walk through the process as I'm coloring and stuff like that. But she might have figured out earlier. I'm not quite sure what to what to call it. So yeah, I was like, oh, welcome to me coloring this piece. So if you have any ideas, what for a proper title for that, video series or whatever, I'd like to hear your suggestions. And it's kind of leaning towards maybe like it's like video games they have on YouTube. They have the Let's Play. So I was thinking about what if maybe Let's Color. I don't know if that's taken or not, but I think something along those lines would be fun. Let me know what you think, though, if you have any other suggestions. And I think that's gonna do it. Let me go back to Wolverine real quick. Let's see, he's locked. I didn't like the way his yellow is popping out too much down here. So I'm going to introduce, let's see, some of this purple into it. We'll just darken him up and push his legs back a little bit more. I think that's going to work, but let me try it on multiply, see how that works out. So we still get some of that yellow in there. Let me go back up to normal. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe we'll, let's see, flat layer. Lighten up these buildings a little bit more. Let's get some of the blue. Just adjusting this foreground smoke just to fit with him a little bit more. I think that looks good. I think nothing left to do is Todd's signature down here at the bottom. I have that somewhere. I have that in here, the Wolverine. Delete that. There we go. Okay, that works better. Do an old parchment type of feel. More reflective part down here at the bottom. Let's make that darker. Alright, there we go. And the signature part. What I'll do, let me see. So I'm pulling up something else on my my other monitor. It's a Dr. Doom piece I colored before. Yep, there it is. Let's have my signature on its own layer, so I don't have to write it out all the time. I know it's lazy, but let me put it on top here. One of the things I notice, I've had a lot of pieces, and I know I might go over a little bit over the video, but I think it's important to go over. Here's like the placement would be the penciler on top, the inker in the middle, and the colorist on the bottom, if the colorist can sign it at all. Sometimes the editors, don't like it. My rule of thumb is like that's the order. If the inker or if the penciler signs it, the inker signs it, then it's okay for the colors to sign it. If you do, in that should be the order. If you put your name up here, that's kind of like you're indicating you did the pencils or the artwork. So it'd be like, oh, if I did that, and then Todd McFarlane colored it, which isn't the proper way to do it. So yeah, make sure you always put it underneath or maybe to the right of the artist or artists. And again, if it's on black, you don't want to have it stand out like a sore thumb or anything like that, where you're bringing more attention to your name than the artist. So a lot of times, what I'll do is I'll pick a color somewhere else on the piece, say like this purple or whatever, and I'll just and I'll have my name smaller on there as well. So it's real subtle. People can still see it, no problem. You don't have to worry about it getting lost or anything like that. That's what we could have done. We could have like got the scroll down, stretched it down longer, and added our name onto that. But I think we're running out of time here, so yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. As far as like the putting your name on pieces etiquette, I noticed that a lot. With amateur colorists, they're not sure where to sign it, or if the artist didn't sign it, then they go ahead and sign it, and then people just assume that they were the penciler, inker, and everything on the piece. And yeah, just something to watch out for in the future. So I think that's it. I know I keep on saying that, but one quick other thing. This pink here on his arms was just bugging me. It's too bright. so let me just lighten that up a little bit more. Or it was too dark on his arms. Sorry. If I could talk clearly. That looks good. Maybe I'll just do a little bit of... Yeah, okay, we're done. I just keep on wanting to nitpick it to death. But yeah, here's the finished piece. Hope you guys like it. If you have any suggestions for another piece that we could do together, let me know. Or questions, comments, future tutorials you'd like to see, just send me a message on either here on YouTube or on my DeviantArt account. It's lummage.deviantart.com. And yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. All right, bye.